Today again is 2024, June 19th. It's some kind of holiday. It's the June 19th holiday, but my wonderful students, Earl, still persevere. In my homeschool, my students do classical reading. He did SAT vocabulary, TOEFL vocabulary, and we read classical readings. And Earl worked with his sister and the other students work on classical literature, getting ready for high school. We are learning the very difficult author, Dostoevsky. Now, Earl are going to present to us about this very hard author, Dostoevsky. Now, the floor is yours, Earl. Go ahead.
I'm going to be talking about Fyodor Dostoevsky, like Mr. Hunt said. And Fyodor Dostoevsky was has died at the age of 58 or something, and he lived quite a long time to show all of his experiences and future knowledge. So this man was born into not a wealthy family. He had a dad who was a doctor, but lived in the poor parts, which helped homeless people and others. His mother was just a home mother. He had his fair share of gruesome times during the hard times, and it was pretty okay. He did play around a lot. He was traumatized by one fact that made him write one of his novels, Poor Folk. This it inspired him, well, kind of made him do that novel by seeing a 9-year-old girl being raped by a drunk man. He was traumatized by that and then kind of just wrote a story on it later on in his life. So, okay, his career, he was in the military, but he quit, and his career was literature as always. He wrote a novel called Poor Folk, as I said. He passed it down to his friend, while his friend passed it down to a writer, and then the writer passed it down to a writer supervisor, which is very famous. His name was here, but I forgot. And this Poor Folk novel made a lot of people angry and a lot of people sad. It got very popular. His next novel wasn't as good because a lot of people complained that it's fake. You see, here, Dostoevsky's literary works explore the human condition in the troubled political, social, and spiritual atmospheres of the 19th century, which is 18,000s. So this is true, all right? Human condition, what he means by that is like trauma, brain trauma, mostly mental issues. He has wrote a lot of books about this, like Crime and Punishment. The book is about a lawyer killing two old women, and stole their money. He was traumatized by it, and after a while he confessed and took the consequences. You see, a lot of this, okay, Fyodor Dostoevsky was also, during his literary times and career, he was with a group of writers, kind of like a circle, where they looked at banned texts. You see? However, he was arrested in 1849 for belonging to a literary group, the Petrashevsky Circle, that discussed banned books critical of the Tsarist Russia. Tsar is the king of Russia, basically, the monarchy. Dostoevsky was sentenced to death, but the sentence was commuted at the last moment. This is actually called a mock execution. You see, this is kind of a way to mentally show them and to make them scared so they won't have to look at those things again and never break the law again. It's a very kind of a mental way to suppress people. He spent 4 years in Siberian prison camp, labor camp, followed by 6 years of compulsory military service in exile. Exactly. In the following years, Dostoyevsky worked as a journalist, publishing and editing several magazines of his own and later a writer's diary. He was a very interesting person because he really liked writing at his beginning age, but he actually went for being a doctor like his dad, but he didn't because writing was destined for him. And this guy is the best literary works that he have wrote in. It has questioned our human existence. It has questioned why we live, what we do to live, and what it takes for us to protect our loved ones. This is very desperate. A lot of his books are very desperate. Like Poor Folk is about just poor people, and then because he was poor as a child, he had to severe with a lot of hunger, a lot of like weird things and inappropriate things. And after a while, this guy, Fyodor Dostoevsky, his mother and dad died, which he was very sad about. And a lot of this stuff is really interesting because the book is very good. Crime and Punishment. This is probably one of his best literary works and most looked upon because it is about a man needing money to survive. This is kind of a way poor people in Russian 19th century because a lot of people, they're poor and they had to break the law to feed their family or just to survive for food. And this was really cool because the confession, all those expressions, all those adjectives, all those nouns, all those verbs, they're carefully placed in each sentence, each line, to make you feel the chills of the story. I didn't even read the book myself, not gonna lie, but it's really good. I heard the summarization. It sounds really good. I would read it. I'd read it and I'll recommend it to you also. This is really hard for me, especially because I'm a 5th grader and this is high school and college stuff. This is probably bad. Yeah. Bye.